Hello friends, this video on motion in a straight line part 1 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exams. The topics which we'll cover in this video are as introduction, position, path length and displacement, average velocity and average speed, instantaneous velocity and speed, acceleration, kinematic equations for uniformly accelerated motion, and relative velocity. So let us start with what is motion. Motion is nothing but change of position with time. Let us suppose we consider any object, say any object which is lying at this particular place. So the position of the object is this place at this time. Now with the passage of time, when the object moves to some position, say this, so that means with time there was a change in position. So that is what is known as motion. Let us look at some examples. We all have seen the blades of a fan. Right now, they are not in motion. They are at rest. So we can see these are the position of the blades. This is the position of blade 1. This is the position of the blade 2. And this is the position of the blade 3. Now, when the blades start moving, the position keeps changing, as you can see very clearly. So we say that the position of the blades is changing with time. Hence, the moving blades are in motion. Let us look at another example. A moving car. Right now we can see this pink car is at rest. This is the position of the car where it is standing. Now the driver starts driving and we see that with time the car changes its position. Initially the car was at this position, then it moved to this and so on. So the position of the car kept changing as time passed. So motion is nothing but change of position with time. Well, a very important thing to discuss when we talk of motion is a relative term. What do we mean when we say relative? The term itself suggests relative. That means in relation to something or related to something. Correct? That means motion of an object is always with respect to some frame of reference. This is a very important term to remember here. With respect to some frame of reference. When I say some frame of reference, what do I mean? I mean to say, whenever I talk of motion of any object, suppose I talked of the moving blades of the fan. So the blades of the fan were moving with respect to something. So whenever we say some object is in motion, we say that the object is in motion with respect to some other object. Now that some other object with respect to which we define the motion of another object is known as the frame of reference. For example, let us suppose we have these 3 people waiting at the bus stop. What do we see from this picture? We see that 3 of them are at rest. When I say they are at rest, they are at rest with respect to the ground. They are at rest. Now, let us suppose we name these persons as A, B, C. Now, with respect to A, when A is looking at B, for him, B is at rest. Similarly, with respect to B, A is at rest. Similarly, C is at rest with respect to both B and A. And so on. So, all of them are at rest with respect to each other. Correct? Okay. Now, let us see what happens. We see a bus is in motion. Now, just consider the bus is in motion. That means the people who are inside the bus. The people who are inside the bus, they are in motion with respect to A, B and C. Correct? That means people inside bus, they are in motion with respect to A, B, C. Right? But for two people inside the bus, let us suppose the two people who are inside the bus are, say, F and G. Now, for two people who are inside the bus, they are at rest with respect to each other. That means F at rest with respect to G. Similarly, G is at rest with respect to F. That means for people who are inside the bus, with respect to each other, they are at rest because the people inside the bus are not moving. Similarly, for people outside the bus, that is A, B and C, they are at rest with respect to each other. But for A, B and C, the people inside the bus are in motion. Similarly, when we see the motion of A, B and C, they are at motion with respect to people inside the bus. That means A, B, C are in motion with respect to people inside the bus. That means you just try to visualize the situation. When we sit inside a bus and we look at people who are standing outside, it seems to us as if the people are moving in the opposite direction. That means for somebody like F or G who are sitting inside the bus, they will get a feeling as if these three people are moving in this direction. So this is what is known as the relative term of a motion. That means we always define motion of an object with respect to some frame of reference. I hope this is clear to you now. We'll have a quick review. See, in this case, these three people are at rest with respect to each other. The people inside the bus are at rest with respect to each other. For these three people, A, B and C, people inside the bus are in motion. Similarly, for people inside the bus, A, B, C are in motion and in the opposite direction. Now, let us proceed further and study about rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion is what we will study in detail in this chapter. So, what do you think rectilinear motion would mean? The term rectilinear. Let us try to break this term. Rectilinear. All of you must be familiar with the term linear. Linear means line. So when we say rectilinear, we mean to say straight line. The term rectilinear means straight line. So motion along a straight line is rectilinear motion. Very simple and very easy to remember. Rectilinear, that is straight line. So motion in a straight line. When an object is moving in a straight line, then it is known as rectilinear motion. Let us suppose we take this car. The movement of the car is along a straight line like this. So this is rectilinear motion. Now any straight line motion is rectilinear motion. Just that it should be a straight line. Anywhere like this, whatever. So they all come under rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion need not be one-dimensional necessarily. Some of us have this misconception that when we say that rectilinear motion means motion along a straight line, it should always be along this direction. Or it should be along this direction. And nothing else. Because it has to be one-dimensional. If it is along this direction, it is only along x-axis. This direction only along y-axis. But this is a misconception. Rectilinear motion can be any straight line in any direction. But it is always possible that a rectilinear motion be treated as one-dimensional motion. It doesn't matter in which direction the straight line goes, but we can always represent that straight line as a one-dimensional motion. So try to understand the difference between the two statements. The first statement states that it is not necessary that the rectilinear motion should have a specific direction along x-axis or y-axis. The second statement states that it can be along any direction, but it is always possible for us to represent it along x-axis or y-axis. Let us look at an example which will make it very clear. Say, this is our x-axis, this is our y-axis. Now, let us suppose there is a car which is moving in this direction. So now I told you any motion in a straight line is rectilinear motion. In this case, the car is moving somewhat like this. So this is a straight line undoubtedly. That means it is rectilinear motion. So our first point is correct. But then we said that we can treat any rectilinear motion as one-dimensional motion. How? Just look at this. Even now, the car would be moving in the same way as it was moving in the previous case. But in this case, what we will do is, we will just rotate the entire coordinate system in this direction and try to overlap the x-axis with the direction of the car. Just observe it. It is something like this. So what we did is, we just rotated the entire coordinate system, that is the coordinate axis, in such a way that the direction of the path of the car overlapped with the x-axis. Now, if you see this figure, we'll see it once again. Just see the motion of this car. So definitely this is along x-axis, so you will treat it as one-dimensional motion. So what did we observe? We observed that any rectilinear motion can be treated as a one-dimensional motion by just rotating or adjusting the coordinate axis. Thank you. Visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thanks once again.